What we got here is excuse me, an Uncle Martin first, a vlog. A vlog. What's a vlog? I didn't know what a vlog was. One of you guys out there said a couple weeks ago, do a vlog. Uncle Martin, do a vlog. A vlog is something live out in the middle, I guess, other than your bedroom or your living room, somewhere in your house or outside in your yard. This is where we're at. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this around. Well, let's see. There we go. I just push the right button. This is, well, first of all, this is park hours. It opens at 5 a.m., closes at 7 p.m., and all the closures at 11 p.m. Protect your pet. Phoenix Mountain Trails, close the dogs at 100 Fahrenheit and above. Well, I didn't bring my dogs because it's over 100 Fahrenheit. So we got all this stuff up here. I don't know, you can blow it up later, read what it has to say. By the way, this is the Buttes. It's right in the middle of Phoenix and Scottsdale in Arizona. Okay, and it's actually a vortex. Hey there, Sanjoy. Simple daily life. Good morning. Well, actually, it's about just a little bit after 5 p.m. in Arizona. Okay, blow that up later. See what you got. Okay, and then okay, there's always rules wherever you go, and the rules. Do not leave designated trails. Yeah, right. Camping is prohibited. Well, it used to be able to camp up here back in the day. And no loitering after posted hours, destruction and removal of natural stuff. And, well, you can kind of get the gist of things here. And I'm just going over the rules of being up here at the Buttes. I've never seen this sign, so I don't know. I've been up here. This is a favorite spot of mine over many probably lifetimes. And yeah, okay. So this is the rules. But off to the left here, that's Buttes. That's also called the Buttes. And right over here, if you look, doesn't that look like a little toad? A toad or a frog or something that was maybe carved? Maybe it was. I just noticed it. I've had it in different angles, and definitely on the other side it looks like maybe a big lizard or a frog or toad. I don't know. So then what we're going here is to the right. In the very, 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 very background is the hind end of Camelback Mountain. We'll take a better shot at that in a little bit. And then back, way in the back are the McDowell Mountains down there. And as we go right a little more, and by that way, that's Scottsdale area, North Scottsdale. And down there, way down there is called Four Peaks, which has amethyst and quite a few gems. Talk about that some other day. And as we keep going, there's a lot of mountains. And this is all Scottsdale that we're looking at right now. All toward that area there. Okay, I'm just giving you a panoramic view of this. By the way, this is the traffic going through the vortex, because right here where we're standing is approximately 56th Street. And if you take 56th Street and go, well, actually, technically, the next light down there is 56th Street, but let's just say it is right here. If you go north, if you go north and south here, you're pretty much dividing Scottsdale and Phoenix, north and south. North is where that little toady is. Then south would be behind me here, and then that would be east. And this would be, got to go low because I don't want you burning your eyes. That'd be west that way. Okay, so I'm just giving you the directions of north, south, northeast, south. By the way, this is the other side of the Buttes. Up here are caves all over the place, and I pretty much hung out in all of them. I've spent the night here many a time. I got a lot of stories on that one. And these are steps, okay? These are, I'm gonna pick up my water. All right, these are the steps starting from here, going up. I kind of believe it. These steps, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's take a little walk. These are steps and places that they used to have over here, bands and just different kind of stuff going through the years. Ceremonies. Indians had ceremonies here. And as we go up the steps, I don't know, up the steps, I believe it's like 44 steps. If it is, that's quite a number, because it's master numbers. And up there again is the other side of the Buttes. Now, which is very interesting here is, once you get up there, I guess you can go on the other side, but it's really dangerous. And this up here, also, there's more Buttes here. I don't know if the sun's gonna block this out. Okay, so I spend a lot of time over in those caves up there, and there's more caves on the other side. Those are chaparral bushes, if you want to know what kind of plant life that is. Wait, those are trees. Let me take my sunglasses off here and see what we got here. Yeah, those are blue saguaro trees, sorry. But down lower is chaparral bushes. And the chaparral bushes, you well know, that's what kept the wild Mustang and cattle going. Even the pioneers, they used to crunch it up. And, well, not the pioneers, but mostly the Indians. And it gave them rejuvenation when they breathed it in. It has medicinal purposes to it. It takes toxins out of your body immediately, very quickly, out of your brain and your body. But it's it's creosol, so you can't drink a lot of it like Lipton tea, but it will, in small amounts, even if you were on like heavy drugs, like a lot of people back in the 60s and 70s were on LSD and a lot of heavy drugs, and that literally takes it out of your body. Just throw it out there for anybody, not you kids, of course, but somebody, maybe your grandparents. Okay. Oh gosh, the water dropped here as far as that goes. I'm going to try to go up here a little bit and sit down so we can have a little talk. This is my vlog, first vlog, going up the steps. There's a lot of stories behind these steps. The Indians have always said that this is sacred area here, between the Buttes. I'll get into that in a minute, as soon as I at least get up here to have some shade. It's still a little warm out here in Arizona. I can't read anything, guys, because I'm walking. I'm not chewing gum, but to look at what you're saying right now is, well, probably not the best thing to do. I'm just taking one step at a time, like all of us should do in life. Don't rush it. There's always tomorrow, God willing. Okay, getting closer to some kind of shade up here. I think I see a spot. Okay, let's see what we got. Man, I should have counted these stupid steps. Not stupid steps. Whenever you say stupid, that means somebody can't learn. Okay, this is like on top of the steps. Well, before you sit down anywhere in Arizona, Texas, you want to make sure there's nothing under the rock you're sitting next to. Let's see. Let's take a look. Okay. I'll just move that rock out of there. Hey, kick my water over. Okay. That'll be a good little... Anything down there? Say, sometimes there's scorpions and... Heck, I'm finding them in my bathtub for crying out loud. I don't know why I'm not having any out here. Okay, I'm just gonna make a little spot here. That looks pretty nice. On the side of a mountain. Yeah. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, guys. Let's see what we got so far. Okay, gaming official. Hey, by the way, gaming official, you YTTG. I looked over. You said you had subscribed to me, and you know what? I couldn't find you, YTTG gaming official. I looked twice, and I have over 1,800 people that have joined my club. So don't lie to me when you say you subscribed, unless you change your number or something. Like here you go, King CJ. He changed it to, I don't know. Well, he didn't do it, but his sister did. Gotta watch those sisters sometimes. Okay, King CJ, where am I? Well, I guess you came in late. This is, doesn't look like a little toad, a lizard or something. I keep saying somebody carved that, but can't prove it. Oh, there we go. Okay, so right to the right of that little lizard toad, see that? Right in the top pinnacle peak of that next mountain. That is Camelback Mountain. I got so many stories on that one. I spent the night up there, 3 days and 3 nights, doing a 3-day fast with somebody from the Indian Hot Springs. I call him the imp, because well, he's only about 13 years old, but he was kind of an informant. And the people kept him around me a lot just to see if I could be maybe tested. Yeah, apparently I passed all my tests. That would be another story. So the very top part of that background is the top of Camelback Mountain. Just Google Camelback Mountain in Phoenix and you'll get all the info. And as you go down the back of it, and as I came out here as a child, they said, that's Camelback Mountain. I said, I don't see Camelback. Well, if that little toady guy in front wasn't there, you would have the head of a camel. I promise you. And it's laying down, okay? It's not standing up. See, as a kid, I thought, I don't see anything. But if you look at it as it's laying down, well then, it's definitely the proper name for that mountain, Camelback Mountain. And, oh, I haven't lied, I'm subscribed, but the name of the ID tag is different. Okay, YTTG, that makes sense. It's just that I didn't know what your original was when you, I don't know, subscribed. So we have all kinds of people that come through here. As you can see, all the traffic that's going through. It's 5 o'clock traffic, but it's not too bad. Although it took me a while to get up here. And by the way, this, if you can see the green down there, that's the baseball for, I believe the Oakland A's, but don't hold me to it. I think they changed all the way down there. See, it's a big, it's going to be baseball season any time here, so they'll be coming in. And maybe we'll get a game. Get a game out here. I'll go up higher off the mountain when that happens. So what else we got? Okay. This is kind of like a desert area, guys. It's in Arizona. And a lot of rocks. A lot of hiking material all over. And that is the blue... it's... I can't think of the name. I got them all in my house, and I can't think of it. That's something dead. Yeah, this is the chaparral bush I was talking about. This one has definitely had some bad times, but it still has some greenery on it. And on all those little leaves, if you scrunched them up, if you were like ready to pass out, it would bring you back to. It would revitalize you. I know because when I lived out in the desert, it happened a few times, and I scrunched it up, and son of a gun, it does work. Okay, so what was I going to say? This is my first vlog away from home. So over here, let me come out here a little bit. Okay, we got these caves all over, all right? See those caves up there? You're going to have to blow it up. And those caves were by the Papago Indians and other Indians approximately 900 years ago. And they used to live up there. And so there you go. I got another little, see, I told you I had stories here. Just sitting here remembering some of them. Okay, if you look down from where that is, and if you look down, blow up the picture and you'll see a fence, okay? See that fence right there? The fence goes from there, there. Okay, it stops about right there, and then it goes right angled, all the way down. There's a fence. Well, would you believe it? In 1970, well, not until 1972 did that fence get put up. And why is that? Because you can't see it from here. We'll get another angle down the road, but just keep this on the back shelf. Right where that fence is and right where that little toady frog is, right on the other side of him is a water tower. There was only one at the time. Now there are two. And the point being is actually we climbed Little Toady back then, and all of that area there, which is a military area. You can't go in there, but they allowed you back in the 70s to go in there. But the reason that they don't allow you to go in there now is because I was semi-involved in this little story, okay? So the fence was never up there until a guy named Tim. We were in, I'm trying to think if it was wrestling or football. Okay, it was wrestling. So we were all we were wrestlers. We were football. We were a small Catholic school. We did both. Okay, so on the other side of Little Toady is the water tower. So we came down from the top of that mountain there, Butte, and on the other side is the water tower. Now we climbed down the steps of the water tower, and by the time the whole gang, let's say, got all the way down to where the fence ends down there, old Tim boy was a little late. I guess because he was opening up this big wheel. It was the wheel that had the water that came out. Well, actually, in emergencies it comes out. It was like probably more than 500,000 gallons in there, you know. And he opened the wheel, and all this water's coming out. And we said, "Hey, Tim, you should probably go back there and close that water off." He said, "Nah, nobody will even care." Yeah, well, guess what? It was not more than less than 6 weeks later, this whole fence was, the whole perimeter. I'll show you the perimeter someday, but this is just like a quarter of the perimeter, maybe not even that goes all around the whole base. It's a military base for helicopters and, well, all kinds of stuff. But it only takes one individual to make a negative move to screw it up for a lot of people. And we're finding that to be true today in a lot of places, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, up there in those caves, we used to hang out up there. I never spent a night up there, but we climbed all through all those little caves up there. So that one up there, if you can see that cave up there, there's a story that goes with that one there. Well, it was about 1982. My cousin Jim and I, we came up here, and it was winter, a little chilly, but it was a little sundown, and that's what I'm saying. It was a little chilly, and I said, "Hey, Jim, let's make a little fire in this cave." He says, "No, there's no fire allowed up here." And I said, "Yeah, but it's in a cave. Nobody'll notice." Yeah, well, so we started, there's a lot of dead stuff around here. That's why there's no fires allowed, by the way. If you looked at all the rules that I just showed you originally when we first got going on this thing, it says no fires, okay? But they didn't have that sign up there. Maybe it's something that we did that promoted that, and we had just a little baby fire in there, but it lit up the whole side of the canyon here. And within 3 minutes, there was like, probably a dozen Phoenix and Scottsdale police that showed up, and Well, they said basically, come on down. There's nowhere to go. You can't run. You can't hide. But I had my dog Scout with me, and he had his dog. Who was his dog at this time? Oh, Leo. He was a German Shepherd. Fantastic dog. But my dog was Scout. And I did something on Scout on one of my lives. Scout was the one who gave his life up to go across the street. This street right here that goes down to the next light, which is say everybody picks up speed up here. So by the time they get down the hill, they're going about 80 miles an hour. And that's where Scout ran out after all the dogs got eliminated. He went out there and, well, he gave his life to save a pup. It doesn't get any better than that for a dog giving up his life. So I had to do an episode on that, if you ever have time. So up there in that cave, that's when we decided to put out the fire. And then we went up further up there, which there is nowhere to hide, nowhere to go. But these guys were climbing up this mountain like little ants, and for some reason they didn't find us. And so we spent the night up here, and Jim said, still makes me laugh. He says, I feel we're trapped like rats. And well, not that we were rats, but there was nowhere to go. And on the other side, if we would have tried, we wouldn't be here speaking right now. It's like straight down, and no way at night to climb down that thing. Let's go over here to the side. Hey, there's a lot of rocks out here. Gotta watch your step as you go up. There's a lot of rocks. Okay, so this is the point I want to say here. All right, so to the left you can see there's a mountain, kind of they're buttes, and on the right here there are more buttes, and right in that cave up there I've spent some time, but on the other side of that cave is more caves, and that's where that's the I guess that's the other story I'm going to tell you. I didn't tell anybody that I was leaving the house. I said, I'll see you later. See you soon, I said. And I went up there on the other side. And the funny thing happened up there, because on the other side of the cave, there was someone calling my name. Martin, Martin, come here. And it was on this side right here. Now, what the amazing thing is at nighttime, there's no way from here to here, okay? And actually, I went out on the other side of that mountain there, on that side there, and I saw on this side, on the other side, there was a cave, and it was lit up with a fire, like stick matches, calling my name. And I said, who could this be? I never told anybody I was up here. Okay, so long story short, I spent the night on the other side of those caves, on another cave, and I woke up in the morning, and I said, I've got to go over. So I climbed all the way down this mountain, came up this side, and if you go through the little crevice there, there's a place of getting up to the left. On the other side, I get to that cave, and there's these long stick matches. These matches are like 2 inches long, and they're wooden. And somebody was up there that night, calling my name. Yeah, just thought I'd throw it out there. How could that happen if I didn't tell anybody where I was going? This is just a strange little area. Actually, it's a vortex. I kind of spoke about it on, well, when did I speak about it? Let's go back down here. Gotta watch our step. I got my boots on today. I thought I was going to be able to climb up and show you some caves, but last night I was surprised by my dog, Lightning. He apparently dug up one of his bones, And I stepped in the hole, and I kind of twisted my ankle. Yeah, just enough to where, well, keep the water up here. It's kind of a slippery slope right here. So I'm trying to balance things like my water and sit down. Okay. Yeah, hey. Here we go. Sorry for all the motion here, guys. So, okay. This is what we got. Right here is about where the vortex is, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we got all the seating arrangement down here. And there's a bunch of people that show up here on Easter morning. Okay? And why is it they show up here on Easter morning? Because the sun rises from the east and it goes to the west. Okay? And as you well know or not, right up and down where that Camelback Mountain is 56th Street. And coming back to where I am, coming south, it's basically a cross of a vortex, which I have to agree there is certain energies here that, that I've felt over the years. And for instance, right, it's too funny, but not really. Okay, so if you go straight on down where that car just went, right there, that car, not that, well, that car there, all these cars right about there, a lot of cars, isn't it? Let's just say right in front of me, we had an accident. This is after I had, one of my Volkswagens kind of rolled down, and it's called the river bottom, and it wasn't very pleasant. My brother was asking for a pen and pencil because he thought this was good. My car was on fire. I put it out because there was a lot of sand. People were saying it's going to blow up, get away. I said, no, I think it's going to be okay. So we put it out with sand because I had more help. But when I got out, I got thrown out of the car. And when I looked down, I didn't have my boots on. I only had one sock on. So, yes, I had a situation where I was rolling around on the pavement, the road. Okay, so long story short, this is with Marcia, the one I almost married. I have a few episodes on her. She was the nurse on the aloe vera one. She wanted a tetanus shot. She wanted me to, my first bite of the brown recluse. She said I had to do things too. That one there. So I'm in the hospital, and somehow she shows up, and I guess I don't remember because I must have had another concussion. And she shows up, and I'm on the gurney, and I got a sheet. I have a sheet on me, but it's not over my head. And to my right is somebody that has a sheet over their head. And I'm waking up to hearing her say to the doctor, or the doctor says, maybe you should move your boyfriend a little further away from, And she says, nah, that's okay. He's okay. So I'm waking up to this, and I'm thinking, who is this guy next to me? Okay. So now it's my turn to get under the lights of the doctor. Now I have literally, let's see. Let me get a rock. I got rocks like this, gravel and stuff, in the top of my head. And he's sewing me up. And then he says, son, because he's talking to me now, because I'm awake, and he says, son, let me turn this around. He says, son, I hate to tell you this, but you got rocks in your head. And she said, the nurse that I almost married said to the doctor, doctor, I have been telling him that for years, that I have rocks in my head. But I literally did. He was pulling rocks out of my head. Okay, so I'm really crunched up. I mean, my back and I'm on crutches. I could barely get off the couch. But after about 14 days, I still needed my crutches, but I was moving better. And Marcia says, honey, let's go for a ride. I said, no, I don't think so. I don't feel good about going for a ride. And she says, oh, but it'll do you good. You gotta get out of the house. No, I said, I feel very good being in the house. She says, no, we must go for a ride. She talked me into something. And that's why I didn't listen to her very much, because it was negative. It was very negative what happened. We went wherever we went. So, this is the part that gets really good. I got to turn this around again, so just so you remember who Uncle Martin is here. Sorry. Okay, so here we go. I'm turning it around again. Right there. So right there in the middle, where that car's going right now, that one. That's when I look behind me, down towards Scottsdale here. I see coming up at nighttime. So like we're right there. And I'm saying, when we're right there, I said, he's gonna hit us. He's gonna hit us. And she's looking that way, and there's no traffic coming that way. All the traffic is coming from that way. And she says, don't worry, dear. No one's gonna hit us. Okay. He hit the rear end of our car. I lunged forward, crinkled my door. I had to like kick it open to get it open, which I could barely do anyway, but I figured we should get out of this car because there's traffic coming. And as I get out of the car, this guy from the other car says, I said, why did you do that? I said, why did you do that? And he says, no brakes, no English, no brakes. I said, what? He says, no brakes, man, no brakes. I said, yeah, you just wait right there, buddy boy. We got some information we got to get from you. So we got all the information. By that time, a police officer shows up. And I tell the officer, I said, yeah, this guy, this first thing he said was, no brakes, no brakes. He says, they all say that. See, he borrowed his uncle's car. His uncle, he should never have borrowed his uncle's car because he didn't have a driver's license. And he didn't have a driver's license because he was from another state down south from us. And he didn't have a driver's license, and his uncle didn't have insurance. So I had another car accident because of the situation. I'm just saying, probably karma somewhere, but it happens out here in Arizona. It happens in a lot of states. A lot of people come over from other places. They just don't have driver's license or insurance. How does this possibly happen? Well, I don't know, kids. As they say, from back in I believe in the Roman days, man delights in making laws. Man delights more in breaking them. And I find that to be true, right up to politics. You know, I don't want to get political on anything because I'd prefer not to. Okay, so what else we got? All kinds of stories up here, guys. A lot of stories. Oh yeah, there you go. That was the story I was trying to get to. This is the vortex, because we turn it around again. Okay, so you got Camelback Mountain down there is high, all the way down is Camelback Mountain, as I said. Back to my face is south. That is east. That is west. So you got a big cross across right here. All right. So as the sun comes up on Easter morning, the sun will come right up through Easter morning, and it goes right down McDowell Road. And the Indians, well, the Apaches that I talked to about it, they said this is a vortex area. And it's special, it's sacred, and it has a lot of energy. I guess it's positive and negative energy, like anything you go and do. But I'm just saying, I've always loved it up here. All these little steps. We used to run up and down here, heck, back in the 60s. I got to check out when these guys were made, because as far back as I remember, we came out in like 58, so 59. Yeah, I was up here in well, we came down kindergarten, first grade down here, and I was up and down these things back in then. So definitely we can say 59, 60 they were here, and before. Have to check out someday when all these steps were put up here, because it's quite a little crowd. Okay, does not look like a little toad, some kind of lizard. I'd say more like a lizard, maybe like a, what kind of lizard would that be? Well, definitely a lizard. Makes sense. And I'd say somebody carved that, but that'd be ridiculous. Who could carve a big mountain like that? I don't know. Just like Camelback Mountain, who could possibly carve that out? I'm telling you, on the other side, it looks just, I'll have another picture for you soon here, that right on the other side, it looks just like the head of a camel. Okay, so I got, I guess, one more story here on my first vlog. So where little Toady is, keep going, and that's the middle of Camelback Mountain on the very top. And that's where we climbed straight up that mountain. And that would be 56th Street. And well, technically you cannot do that anymore. And I don't know if I was directly or indirectly involved in that, but I guess we could have been. All right, so that's the other little story that I'll throw out there while we're out here. We went up there during football season. We were football players, so we did climb from the base of that to the very, very top in 45 minutes, because I always had my stopwatch with me. And that's a pretty good time, by the way. And there's houses, if you blow it up, there's houses up there. But they weren't up there that high in 71 and 72. Let's see. Gosh darn. 72 is a big year. So that's the year they put up this fence right up here because of Tim. And I think Tim might have been with us again in football. So we were up there climbing on Camelback Mountain, the furthest one down. And there was some kids from another school. I think they were seniors. I was only a sophomore at the time. And they were rolling these rocks down at us. So there was an avalanche coming. And some of the rocks got about the size of like a room. Like tons and tons of weight. And we were jumping from side to side, did not get crushed by these big boulders. And the biggest one that we avoided got all the way down at the bottom of the mountain, Camelback Mountain there. And it stopped just before going into the pool. Somebody had a pool. And it was teetering, but it didn't go in the pool. Go figure. And it wasn't more than maybe 6 to, because we used to go up there and bring our dates and stuff, and we could park up there. And all of a sudden there was no, actually you could still park, but you just couldn't go straight up that mountain anymore. You had to go, see where the hind end is right there? You could go that way, and that's called up Troya Street. You can go. And then let's pretend you could see the head of Camelback Mountain, and on the other side it's called Echo Canyon. And then you can climb up on that side. But there is no longer any climbing right up the middle of that mountain. And if you ever get on top of that mountain, you'll see on the north side, it goes kind of straight down. So it's kind of dangerous to even think about it. I guess unless you're rappelling or something, but I don't know about that. And let's see. What else we got? Let me turn around again. All right. Just like looking at you guys, that's all. So the last time I was up, okay, that's what it was. It was between 1976 and 77. You could actually, well, I don't know if you could spend the night up there on Camelback Mountain, but I did. That's the day we did a 3-day fast. Me and the Imp. the imp from the Indian Spiritual Hot Springs that I have not even gone into very often, very much. So I had a whole canteen. I mean, I had a prospector's canteen. It was 2 gallons. So I figured 2 gallons, we could do a 3-day fast with 2 gallons, you know. It was wintertime. What the heck? Hands down. Well, I brought oranges. All the oranges were pretty much eaten by the imp, and he drank up at least a gallon of that water before we got halfway up that mountain. He sucked that water down. So, you know what? I was drinking water too. I'm not going to say I wasn't. Well, by the time we got, I got to turn it around again. Camelback Mountain we're looking at. Okay, all the way down there, the end, the last mountain you can see, we were basically a quarter of the way up. And he went off to the left off the trail. And that's where we almost died because he couldn't get back. So I thought, oh, I'll go help him. And then I found out I was out on the ledge just like him. And I said, what were you thinking? He said, I said, follow my steps. He did. So we got back up to about, I guess we got to the top of the mountain at that point. And I guess he was holding on to the canteen. And I said, oh, I should like to have a drink. He gives it to me and it's empty. Hold on. He gives me the prospector's canteen, over 2 gallons, and we didn't even get a day in. We're on top of the mountain with no water. So what did I do? I said, you know what? We don't need any water. I took the canteen and I threw it off the other side of the mountain. A mountain that has no water. And by the way, that mountain has nowhere level. There's nothing level on that mountain. It's all about like there. So I'm gonna say 45 degrees either side, but it's like that. Nothing straight up there. I know because I spent 3 days and 3 nights up there. So I was basically at a 45-degree angle. We probably were the last ones, I'm guessing, to ever have a fire. Because there was not much wood up there. So for 2 days we had at least a little fire. And the 3rd day we didn't have nothing. So there was no more wood up there. Okay? And which reminds me, it's like 15, 20, about 13 years ago. There was a wedding party. They got married. And they were on top of that mountain. And the wedding party, well, there's the wedding. I guess they wanted to have after a wedding, you know, you have to consummate your wedding. So they wanted to do it on top of Camelback Mountain. Well, I don't know where they got the wood. But they had a fire. The next day, I see the headlines. Wedding couple gets helicoptered off of Camelback Mountain for not supposedly to be up there, let alone having a fire. Go figure. There's nothing to burn up there, for crying out loud. There's not even any wood. I don't know. I just thought about that later. But there are rules, and you should follow the rules, kids, if there's rules to be followed. Let's just turn it around again. This sun is looking pretty nice now. Okay, this is not quite a sunset out here, but you can see the mountain range. And as I said before, okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I think right about there. It's a pointy one, way in the background. That's Pinnacle Peak. That's North Scottsdale. And as you go to the right a little more, there's a thing called Four Peaks. And as I said before, they have fire agate, they have a lot of amethyst, in fact, the amethyst that they found up there on Four Peaks, they made a necklace for, I guess it was like in the 1800s, for the king and queen of, I think it was Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. They gave it to them. If they have a king or queen, whoever was in charge, that's what they did. And as you see in the back, you probably have to blow it up, but there's fantastic mountains out here. As we keep going, stories with Superstition Mountains. That's where the gold is. Apparently, I believe the Apaches know about it, and also there's been giants found out there, skeletals of giants. I mean, we're talking. I have something on giants, but these guys are the big boys. They're between 28 and 49 feet, and nobody wants to talk about it because, well, you're not supposed to talk about giants. And I'm sure there'll be a few more showing up down the road here, as I said before. Genetically modified stuff we do. Okay, this is just quite a little mountain range here. And then we got people down here. They're doing their exercises, little feng shui. And that's what people do at sundown. Well, okay, well, they do a lot of things, but. And there's people down there looking at the rules, I guess. They want to make sure they have rules. And people do all kinds of. They do a lot of stretching out here. As you can see, they like to stretch. Stretching's good, very positive. Traffic doesn't seem too bad on Thursday. By the way, it's Thursday the 11th of September. Got to throw that out there for you guys. First vlog, VLOG vlog. There you go, vlog. First vlog of Uncle Martin, and that's on the other side of the sun, which is a little too bright. Fire you guys out, and there we go. Okay, so there you go. My memory's coming back. Subconscious is giving me information here. This is a blue Palo Verde. Blue Palo Verdes have a very nice yellow flower when they're in bloom, usually in March, and they live on very little water, so that's why a lot of folks have them in their yard. There is a beetle, goes down deep, makes its hole down deep. It's a big old black beetle type of thing, and it eats the roots and kills them. Looks like these have been up here forever. Apparently the ones at my house, the beetles they've hit a majority of them. Yeah. All right, so we got more people down there. You can blow it up, and well, somebody went swimming apparently. Some gal in a red bathing suit. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're doing some kind of pictures. Yeah. I don't know. There's no water up here, so I don't know what she's doing in a bathing suit. Looks kind of sparkly. Sparkly red bathing suit. Yeah. I don't know if you blow that up and look at it or not. Oh, they're coming up here now. Let's see where they're going. Well, yeah, that's what they're doing. They're gonna take pictures of this gal with a red bathing suit out in the middle of the desert. Hey, imagine that. Well, a little sparkly, that's for sure. I'm gonna stop now because I want to infringe on them. I'll put it back to me. There we go. Or would you like to look at the bright red, sparkly bikini bathing suit? I don't think so. I think, no, I'm not going to point it over there. There's a bunch of, they might take it the wrong way. Interesting though. I wonder what they're, well, if you see somebody on TikTok or YouTube, you'll know where it came from. Up here at the Buttes in Arizona on September 11th. Okay, I got one more for you. One more. I was about right here. 1997. We're getting closer to time. It's in March. Was it 13th or 19th? I don't know, numbers for me. But it was 97. It was called the Phoenix Lights. The Phoenix Lights. You heard about the Phoenix Lights? Well, if not, Google the Phoenix Lights. Well, Uncle Martin was sitting about right where he is now. And we turn it around. Right there, coming up right there from the military. The military, there was, I'd say 7 to 9 helicopters all coming up. I'll turn it around again. They were coming up in a V position, like a V, but the pointy part is going that way. And they all took off up and took off that way. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. Could have been more, but it was a perfect V. They were perfectly aligned, heading out toward the lakes, which would be Canyon Lake, Apache Lake, Roosevelt Lake. And I've camped out there, so I've seen fighter jets go over and I've seen helicopters go over that way. And then they turn around and come back home. Well, on 1997, they had the Phoenix Lights. The Phoenix Lights, there's something in the air. It's UFOs. Well, when I saw it, they were coming in from the north, but they were stationary up in the air. And even, trying to think of his name right off. I see his face. He's married to Goldie Hawn, that guy, Curtis, yeah, Goldie Hawn, nice looking guy. Everybody knows him. He's a child actor forever. Well, he was in Phoenix. He took pictures of it. He said there was UFOs. I'm thinking, okay, my question being, was it just a coincidence that I saw a V of these guys coming up, going that way? And all of a sudden, they're kind of zipping around, coming in this way, but they were stationary for like, and it was glowing. Everything's glowing, and it wasn't flares. It was the UFOs. And people swear by it, but I'm thinking, I was up here, and I saw the V go that way at about 9:30 in the morning. And what, by 7, 8, 9, whatever it was, this V was coming back from North Phoenix, coming this way, but they were stationary. And as I looked into this, they had the same thing happening all from Arizona to Nevada. And could it have been Army or military maneuvers? Okay. Now, I'm not saying there is no UFOs. I'm just saying it's just rather coincidental that I was sitting here watching the V. No, not that series, the V. Those were the reptilians. And that would be another story, the reptilians. Oh, this girl is definitely something I can't show you guys. She's posing. She's posing. And, well, let's just say, we'll leave it at that. I got one on UFOs, but I'll do it another time. What the heck. Let's turn this thing around again. I'll show you something. Okay, right where Camelback Mountain is down there. Up about right there. Lights came out one at a time now. A light came right here, popped out of nowhere, went all the way over here and disappeared. Then another light about up that high from Camelback Mountain appeared, went all the way over here and disappeared. My point being, I counted 52 of those lights coming in out of nowhere, going across that space of sky, as I just pointed to, and disappearing at that point. 52 of them. And by the time well, 52, I'm thinking, well, maybe there's going to, so I went to try to get my telescope and my binoculars, and when I came back, there was nothing. So that was, oh, and I posted that on the UFO one I did, and there's people saying, oh, that wasn't UFOs, that was satellites. Satellites come in and go, no, there's no way a satellite came in from like nowhere out of the sky, went a third of the sky in a like that much in the sky, coming in and then disappearing 52 times. There was some kind of vortex or some kind of something going on, and that's all there is to it. There's no way. Okay, so I don't know. Who is this girl? She's awful skinny. All right, I'll turn it around again. You see her? She's awful skinny, and I don't know what she is doing in a bathing suit out in the middle of the desert. Okay, probably can't see this, but well, you know, everybody seems to like to watch, I guess. But yeah, maybe she's a weightlifter. I don't know. He's getting pretty close with that camera. Well, oh, that's what it is. She doesn't have her. Oh, maybe she does. You know what? I think that's enough of that. Okay. So this is my first vlog, and anybody that's still out there, want a thumbs up, thumbs down. I want you to join the club. If you join Uncle Martin, I'll join you. And the TTG, I think that was your name, gaming official. You gotta tell me what your original was that you joined the club on. Everybody else out there, well, I gotta say, well, it's kind of crazy out here. I think I'm gonna have to leave because it's getting a little too wild over there. So until we see each other again, which probably could be tomorrow, we'll have to see. I'll do the best I can to start at 5. And I always try to keep something interesting and truthful for everybody. Okay. Never know what's going on in Arizona, especially with this crew. Well, it looks like it might be going back down. Okay, we can check that out. Okay. So she's looking over the pictures they took of her. I can't tell if she's happy or not. She's standing in front of that guy with the camera. Can't tell if it's movies or just playing pictures. But it looks like a group of them are here, all pretty happy, giving high fives to her. It's nice, very nice. It looks like there's a bunch of people down there too. I think they're part of the crew. This is a whole film crew up here. So there she is again. She's pretty happy with what she did. Maybe they're still doing stuff. I don't know. Looks like they're moving on over to have more pictures. Oh yeah, strong. See, she might be a muscle builder. You know what? She's awful skinny, but I think, well, she might be pretty strong. Actually, she has some pretty strong legs there, and I don't see much on the biceps or triceps, but maybe that's it. They're taking before and after pictures. Okay, so she's doing her thing over there, and well, I'm just gonna say I don't want to intrude. Oh wait, one more time, saying goodbye to these guys. See, they're going down. They're all done. They've done their work today. Well done, guys. And I've done my work today too. I hope everyone thinks it's well done too. Okay, until we see you tomorrow, be well. Looks like we've got an hour in on my first vlog. Until we see each other again, be well. God victory. Join the club if you wish. If you don't, I understand. And if you join, I'll join yours if you have one. Till then, be well. God victory.